must surely be heeded. Tony Hull, Eyewitness News.
Birkenhead was rocked by 2 violent explosions. With the blasts, a giant fireball which could be seen from virtually all parts of the city. 6 fully laden tankers, 3 connected to prime movers, were in the refuelling gantry where the fire started. 2 tanker drivers were loading them ready for delivery. One of the men, Jim Crask of Tea Tree Gully, managed to turn off some supply valves before leaping clear of the gantry. His 28-year-old companion was not so lucky. It's believed he took the full force of the explosions. The man's body was found near one of the burnt-out prime movers soon after the fire had been extinguished. 16 Metropolitan Fire Service appliances and 4 country fire service tenders were called in. More than 60 firemen battled the inferno for 2.5 hours before bringing it under control. Thousands of litres of foam were poured into the seat of the fire. Flames leapt 60 metres into the air at one stage. Main concern was to keep the fire away from several large storage tanks only metres away from the loading gantry. The tanks contained millions of litres of high-octane fuel. It was feared they might explode. If they had, the effect would have been catastrophic. One ship, the Accolade II, was moved from a nearby loading wharf to the other side of the Port River for safety reasons. It was being refueled with natural gas. The 6 tankers, which each contained about 40,000 litres of fuel, were destroyed, as were the prime movers and almost half the loading gantry. 3 of the tankers completely melted in the intense heat. 2 fire service officers were hurt. They were taken to hospital with leg and ankle injuries after becoming entangled in fire hoses. Despite a Department of Marine and Harbours report which criticises firefighting facilities at oil tanker berths in the Port Adelaide area, Shell's terminal manager Colvin Townsend praised efforts of emergency workers.
I think it's fair to say that emergency procedures proved tonight that they work. All emergency services were brought into play very, very quickly. One of our chaps was telling me just a few minutes ago that practically before he had the phone down, the fire brigade were here.
The light of day revealed the full extent of the damage. Fire service personnel maintained a close watch at the terminal and worked all day to minimise the risk of any further explosions. Just how dangerously close the fuel storage tanks were to the seat of the fire can be seen in these shots taken from the 7 chopper. The government will receive a full briefing on the fire early next week. Steve Whittam, 7 National.